It's a beautiful August day here in Bend, Oregon. It has been an absolute wild ride with just really an unprecedented data history in real estate. So I've recently put together a series of webinars on the subject of COVID and the ensuing economic turmoil, unemployment, and the recovery that we've had. I do encourage you to look at them. We have them under the resources tab of Bend Property Source, and it goes really into the, that correlation connection between this pandemic, economic effects, and housing. In summary, those webinars talked about this really unprecedented event of this COVID pandemic and how it directly affected real estate in Bend, Oregon, primarily attributed to the mass migration that we had of people leaving the cities. I want to talk about it purely within the terms of Bend, Oregon real estate, so let's get to it. I'm going to talk about two different data points. One, median sales price over the last year has gone up by a whopping 11.7%. Average sales price went up by just over 5%. The reason I want to talk about this is because that median price is up twice as much as the average sales price, which tells us that luxury real estate is selling. There's no better story than here behind me in beautiful Tetherow. Our lot sales out here this year in the last 8 weeks were 300% the amount of lot sales that we've had as an average for this time of year for the last 7 years in a row. People, as they leave the cities, they're coming from more expensive urban centers, they have more money to spend, and the luxury real estate, luxury lots are the most in the target for the migration of buyers coming to Bend right now. Let's talk about inventory. Well, what is inventory? It's the amount of homes that are for sale in the market, usually measured in months, which means right now we are at 2 months of inventory, which means that if there are no new homes become available for sale, we'll be out of homes to sell in 2 months. A balanced real estate market is usually around 6 months. While we've had a continuation of falling inventory since 2008, we are well below any norms, and we're at approximately 1/3 the inventory that we've had as an average for a number of years. The supply of Bend homes ready for sale simply are not keeping up with the demand that we've been having from not only our local buyers, but the people that are moving into town. We do see some light at the end of the tunnel in the sense that people paused on putting their homes for sale this spring and summer because of COVID concerns. But as everyone's getting a little more comfortable with the safety precautions, more homes are coming available, and hopefully we'll see a little bit of an inventory push here this fall and winter in a time where usually real estate inventory is falling. The final data point I want to go over are pending sales. This is the graph that really shows what we've been experiencing the last few months. In July, the sales were up 121% over July of 2019. On average, Bend sells about 200 to 250 homes a month. In July, we sold 644. This piece of data really tells the story of what we're experiencing here this summer. So where do we go from here? This is boots on the ground. How do you act as a buyer? How do you act as a seller in this market? It's certainly intimidating to be a buyer in this market. Missing out on a home that's receiving multiple offers in one day is certainly disappointment, but there's a few good points that we need to talk about. One, interest rates. Interest rates are silly low. That gives you that low monthly fixed payment that allows you to weather these times, secure a good investment, and call Bend home. Inventory is starting to pick up just a little bit. As people become more comfortable with COVID, we'll see more resale homes coming on the market this fall, winter, or perhaps even next spring. Be educated, be prepared, know what you're doing. This is a market that does not play well for someone who's casually shopping for a home or working with an agent that isn't working for them full-time every day. The homes that you're going to want will come and go long before you ever have a chance, so be ready and be educated. This is not the time to be greedy. Market has done well. Many sellers have a lot of built-in equity, but we're seeing that homes that are extremely overpriced are quickly becoming stigmatized, ignored by the market, and eventually selling at a lower price. Another risk of overpricing is that there are some buyers that are coming into the market and they may make an offer, may secure your home, put it under contract at this abnormally high price, but those buyers are sometimes equally as unreliable and often cancel. So what that leaves is these overpriced homes going under contract, falling out multiple times, quickly becoming stigmatized, and often having to do price corrections well below where they could have originally sold it if they would have priced it correctly from the start. Well, thanks for taking the time to go through all this data with me today. We've been working really hard this spring. We haven't spent really any time here on the golf course behind us. With that said, we are here for you for wherever your real estate journey may go.